All right. Hey guys. How's it going? It's Joy. I'm back. I hope that you guys are doing well and staying safe. All right, you guys. So I have a couple of questions that I did want to address. They are comments that I got on my videos, and I just wanted to say thank you guys for leaving comments on my videos. It really does help, and I really do appreciate you all. Your feedback definitely does help. Basically, this was in reference. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't, I like to keep things kind of private to a certain degree. But I do think that certain messages and topics can definitely help, many that could be going through a similar situation. And make sure if you guys come in the room, give this video a like, share it, and chime in on this topic. So the question was, will the narcissist and the new supply, their relationship, will it last? And then the other question was, should I block him or assume should I block him or assume I won't hear from him again? And thank y'all for the like. And then also she mentions how does she muster up the courage to fight the temptation to not unblock the narcissist. Now, I know that this was something that I did go through. I did wonder about the narcissist and a new supply many, many, many years ago, back in 2014 when it all happened. And I was curious, because I looked on the narcissist social media page, and actually, you guys, I had some sort of like an addiction to looking on the narcissist page. I can tell you guys, like I looked on the narcissist page from, I think, because I went on contact with him back in March of 2014. So I still was in contact with him in May of 2014. So all the way from May to I think it was like July or August, I stopped looking on his page because I realized when I looked on his page, it was like it was hurtful, But in my mind, I was still kind of thinking like, okay, this person loves me, or are they doing this to get back at me, that sort of thing. And so I just had to realize that going on the narcissist page didn't cause me anything but hurt, instead of like what I remembered it being a source of happiness, it being a source of love. It was supposed to have been, right? But in actuality, it was a source of hurt, pain, agony, and regret and remorse and that sort of thing. So that's kind of like how I eventually snapped out of it and stopped looking at the narcissist page. But anyway, going back to the question, you guys chime in. For those of you that are in the room, please feel free to chime in. And happy Labor Day, you guys. This is Labor Day weekend. Is anybody doing anything special or traveling or anything like that? I would love to hear you guys. But yeah, so the narcissist and a new supply relationship, she was asking me, will it last? And I basically told her no. She was mentioning that she saw like on his social media, the narcissist showing off the new supply, the narcissist appearing to be happy. The narcissist actually was spoiling the new supply, so buying her gifts and showering her with compliments, and they're making it seem like they're happy and everything is so sweet, everything is so well. And she was saying like she felt like, jealous, and she was just like, oh, I want to get back, and are they going to last? Because I do believe she was saying that she was dealing with the narcissist, and the narcissist just left her out of nowhere, and that is a common thing. Like if you're dealing with a narcissist, they can leave you immediately without any notice, without any warning. They just vanish, and that could be a hurtful thing, especially like, if you never went through that, you never experienced that in your life. And so it could be hard to comprehend. It could be hard to deal with, especially because, again, we know that the narcissist doesn't give us any closure, and so your mind is going to be thinking and wondering and pondering and ruminating. And you're just like, what just happened? What did I do? Lester Evans, happy Labor Day. How are you doing today, Lester? And anybody else in the room, please feel free to chime in. Let me know what you guys think. Did this happen to you? Is this currently happening to you right now? I would really love to hear you guys' feedback. Or how did you overcome, the narcissist and the new supply? Because essentially the narcissist and the new supply, they're kind of tag teaming against you, because 9 times out of 10, the narcissist probably has told the new supply about you, you know, and for some, the new supply could see you as a threat, you know, because maybe you have a little bit more time, history, and memories with the narcissist. And so the narcissist is going to be talking to you, talking about you to that new supply. And then the new supply is probably going to get curious and want to research you and see who you are, see what you're all about. And to a certain degree, they may even try to mimic you. They may try to be like you, you know, and, you know, because again, the narcissist probably can't stop talking about you, you know, and whether that's in a good way or a bad way, you know. So you do want to keep that in mind. And then the other thing is, she was asking me, should she block him and assume that she won't hear from him again? And I honestly told her, like, yes, she should block him. But the thing about it is that you're going to hear from the narcissist. Like, I mean, this has just been my experience. I've never known, and the people that I work with, like my clients and stuff, I've never known of a person saying, like, you know, if they block the narcissist, that they've never heard from them again. Like, that, it doesn't happen, you know. And I think I shared my story last year for my birthday in May. I seen that the narcissist had looked on my LinkedIn page, you guys, and you guys know, I don't have any contact with the male narc. I have no contact with my aunt narc. And, you know, some way, somehow he searched my name on LinkedIn, and I seen that he looked at it, and I was just kind of like, okay, like, what is that all about, you know? And so, yeah, you just want to keep that in mind. And Lester, you said mutual friends keep me informed about her until I had to tell them to stop. Yeah, see, that's the thing. And not all. Some mutual friends could, you know, be for you. They may be on your side. And then you have other mutual friends where they may be flying monkeys. They may be the narcissist agent. You know, they may have not seen the narcissist's true colors. So they may be like, oh, like, why don't you get back with the narcissist? Like, they're really cool, you know, like they don't really know what goes on behind closed doors. You feel me? So, yeah, you do just want to keep that in mind. And kind of like what Lester said, you just really want to make sure that you can tell those friends or tell those associates that, hey, you know, we don't have any contact. You know, I wish them well, but I'm not really interested in hearing about what they have going on in their life because, you know, I'm not with them anymore. So what they have going on, it shouldn't concern me because we're not together. You know what I mean? And that's why I always thought that was funny, like many years ago when I went no contact with the narcissist back in 2014 and how he had a third party like call my phone and asking for him. I'm just like, well, why would I be in contact with the narc? He already has somebody. He's with the new supply. So there's no reason why he would be around me or in contact with me. You know, it's crazy. So yeah, but yeah, that's interesting. You really, like what Lester said, you have to tell them to stop. You have to put up boundaries. You have to say no. You have to be honest. And you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your feelings. You have to protect your emotions because they could do things to trigger you. You know, they like, again, they're talking about you to other people, whether it's family, it's friends, the new supply, anybody, you know. And a lot of times it's because you really were a good person. You know, the narcissist knows that they lost out. They lost out on the good thing. And, you know, they could be regretting it. And then for others of them, they're just like, okay, yeah, whatever, like, you know, they will fake move on to the new supply. And then in your mind, if you're watching them on social media, you're probably like, oh, well, is that relationship going to last? Like, you know, are they going to be with each other forever? Like, is that new supply getting better treatment? You know, why are they, you know, showering them with all of this love and happiness and gifts and whatever the narcissist is doing? But remember, and this is something that I had to learn, you guys, it's literally all for show. Right. So what the narcissist is doing when they're parading this new supply around, they're pretending like they're happy. They're killing two birds with one stone. This is what I was telling the girl. I was telling her that the narcissist is love bombing this new supply, or this supply could have been around for a while, and it could have just been the first time you're seeing them. But they're love bombing this new supply. They're grooming them. They're putting them on that pedestal. That's usually the process of a narcissist, right? But then on your end, they know that you're watching. They know that how they left you, it's going to cause you to think about them, right? And so they know that you're looking. You know, you're trying to find answers. You're trying to find clarity. You're trying to find understanding. And so they know that. And so what they do is they will show this new supply off to, you know, inspire you or encourage you to reach out to them. It will encourage you to want to be with them. It will encourage you to miss them and reach out. That's really the whole point. They want you to reach out, you know, and they want to get your attention, but then they're also trying to spite you as well. They're trying to spite you. They want to make you feel how they feel. And the other thing is they want to punish you too. They want to punish you. They want, you know, they want to, like, you've giving them a narcissistic injury. And so it's like they're getting back at you for bruising their ego, for not going along with them, you know. So yeah, I hope that is helpful. And thank y'all for that like. So, and you guys chime on in if y'all have anything that y'all want to say, or, you know, or if you want to include anything. If I missed anything, please feel free. But yeah, so I was telling her, like, yes, she should absolutely block the narcissist, but no, she should expect to hear from them. But the thing is that you just, again, want to put up those boundaries to make sure that you're protecting yourself and you're not falling for, you know, the hoovers, the manipulation tactics, the guilt trips, and, you know, just attempts to get back into your life, you know, promising to change, promising that, oh yeah, I'm going to leave this new supply, or I'm going to change for the better. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Like, just make sure that you don't fall for that, right? Because it's like when people show you who they are, it's just kind of like, believe them. Like, they're not going to change, you know, unless they want to. But if it's a narcissist, they're not going to change. And this could even be a normal people. It could be, you know, they may have some sort of ways about them, and they treat you a certain way, and you might just have to accept it and move on. You shouldn't expect them to treat you any other way, you know. And hey, Nay, you said my ex-husband blames me for everything. He was 38 and I was 20. Okay. Everybody believed him over me, saying I destroyed him. Oh no. Yeah, like a narcissist, they will never, ever, you guys. The narcissist will never, ever take accountability. They will never take responsibility for their actions. They won't take responsibility for the ending of the relationship. They won't take responsibility for the destruction of the relationship. It's not going to happen. It's not possible. They're not going to do it. It's all your fault. But if you're watching and you're listening, understand it's not your fault. Like, yeah, we do have a part to play in the relationship, and, you know, because it takes two, right, to be in a relationship, but it's not all your fault. You know, the narcissist had a role and we had a role in that relationship. So it's like we have to take responsibility for our actions, for our mistakes, or for, you know, the way that we behaved and the way that maybe we allowed this behavior to go on, you know, but it's not blaming, but it's about learning and taking accountability. But the narcissist will never take accountability, right? And again, this could actually be normal people too, or it could be toxic or unhealthy people. They may not want to take accountability. And the other thing is, you guys, you do have some people that could have narcissistic tendencies. They may not be a full-blown narc, but they could have those tendencies. So they might be like a mini narc, you know, from time to time. They may be like self-centered. They may have a big ego in certain areas in their life, but they're not really, like, it's not like a lifestyle. Like, they may come back and like apologize, and it's not super severe. And like the period of time, you know, when they're behaving in a certain way, it's not, you know, like how a narcissist is. But I did just want to let you guys know that you do have some people that could have narcissistic tendencies, you know, so you want to keep that in mind. Yeah, and the thing is, the narcissist, they're going to smear you after the relationship. Like, they're going to make it seem like, oh, it's all your fault. You know, you're the bad person. They're going to be talking trash, you know, to their family members, maybe even to your family members, or like other friends and associates. You know what I mean? So you do just want to keep that in mind. And then you said him and his family is Guyanese, and he wanted me to live up to my ex-mother-in-law expectations. He wanted me to listen to her. Oh, wow. So how was that dynamic? Like, was there a culture difference? Was that like kind of deal breakers, or like, did you guys have similar culture backgrounds, or was that something that got in the way? Or And yeah, like people from like other backgrounds, whether it's like Caribbean or like African backgrounds, it's different from people that are, from here in the States that may have, African ancestries and stuff like that. So that could be a barrier as well. But yeah, some people like, in-laws, like mother-in-laws, they may have expectations for you, like the daughter-in-law, and it's just kind of like, it's not really fair because it's just like, okay, like, ma'am, you lived your life, so like you shouldn't be trying to live like my life and like my husband, your son's life, and trying to control our relationship. Because a lot of times, those mother-in-laws, they don't really have a life, and then a lot of them they're just super miserable, and they're just super nosy, and that they just have to be in their child's life like constantly. Like they don't allow their child to have their own life. They don't allow them to be themselves. They want to control everything. They want to control the relationship. They want to control, the finances and the household. Like it's crazy. It really is, you know. Now you said their culture is the mother run everything. Oh boy, yeah. See, if that's the culture, it's just like, it's like, okay, yeah, like, ma'am, you have your own life. Maybe you have a husband, you're married. Do your thing. Like you shouldn't be, intruding in on the relationship that I have with your son. Like it's crazy. You know. And you have some narcissistic father-in-laws that are like that to their daughters. They're trying to control their son-in-law. It's crazy. It's really sad too. It's just like, why? Like, but what it comes down to is that mother-in-law and or father-in-law, they don't want their adult child to leave them. They feel like, oh, you're taking their spot, that they can't control their son or daughter anymore because you're there. They see you as competition. They see you as a threat, and that narc in-law is so used to controlling the family and being like the head honcho. And they're like, oh, since you come in the picture, you're taking over their son, you're taking over their daughter. And so they don't like that. And what they try to do is destroy your relationship because they want you out of the family. They don't want you to be a part of the family, because they're jealous of you. It's sad. And then you said they don't believe in separated from each other. My ex-husband don't believe in going to get his own place with his wife. They believe in family living together. Yeah, some cultures are like that, and at the end of the day, you have to decide if that's something that you really want to be a part of, if you want to be involved in, because it's kind of like those type of relationships, the family dynamics, the family isn't meshed. So it's just like, what's yours is mine, what's mine is yours. There's no like separation, there's no independence. It's just kind of like, it's not like, I guess maybe people from like the Caribbean or people that are from Africa may be like that, maybe because of like circumstances and, just their environment. It could be like that, but you do have some of them, they kind of split up and do their own thing. But some, family dysfunctions, or people that grow up in a dysfunctional household, it's just like everybody's in everyone's business, and there's like no privacy, there's no boundaries. It's a lot of drama, it's chaos, and it's just kind of like, I don't really want to be a part of that. If you want to do that, then you go ahead and be with your mother and whoever else. But I'm gonna let's get this divorce because it's not working out for me. And however you feel about it, that's on you, but this is how I feel. And yeah. So, and then you said I was very young and I was blinded by that. Yeah. His mother wanted him to go get somebody younger like myself. She don't want him getting any woman older because she isn't going to tolerate. Yeah, it's kind of like the mother is dating her own son. Like she wants to control the son, like, it's just like, no, ma'am, like you raised your son to be an adult. Like you should have been thinking that way. But a lot of the mother-in-laws that are narcs, yeah, like they want their children to be focused on them, you guys. It's really sad and it's super sickening. Like, Yeah, they use their children as spouses, or like a second boyfriend, or like a confidant. And like, meanwhile, you guys, like this mother-in-law narcissist could have a husband, could have a boyfriend, but they still want control over their children, like full control. And they probably want control over you, the daughter-in-law or the son-in-law, and it's not fair, and if if their son or daughter that is has the narc mother, if they don't put up those boundaries, if they don't say like, hey mom, like I have my own life, I have my own relationship, you have to respect that. If they don't say that, and if they go along with the narc mother-in-law, then you got to leave, because it's not going to work, because they're allowing the abuse to go on. They're allowing that in-law to trample in on the relationship. They're allowing him or her to intrude on that relationship, and that's not fair to you. It's like, they live their life, so you have to live your life too, but again, these narcissistic mother-in-laws or father-in-laws, they don't allow it. They won't allow it. And then if that son or daughter of the narc mother-in-law or father-in-law don't go along with it, they will punish that their son or daughter. They will punish, and when I say punish, meaning that they will like withdraw from them. They won't give them any attention. They won't be nice to them. They may withdraw finances, withdraw attention. They may gossip to other family members and try to talk down on the son or daughter, try to make them feel guilty, try to make them feel a sense of obligation and regret. And like, honestly, for some, they will literally make their son or daughters choose over their girlfriend or wife, and then over the mother. Like, some will do that, and that's constantly what they're doing throughout that entire relationship. They're like, okay, are you going to choose me? Or are you going to choose your wife or your girlfriend, or vice versa? Like, if you're a guy, same difference. But it's sad. It's really sad. But like I said, your spouse, they have to be on board with you. If they're not on board, it's not going to work. So, and then you might want, if it's possible, like if you're, hold on one second, you guys. I just want to make sure y'all can see me good. Hold on. Yeah, so like if your spouse, if they are on board with you, then you got a chance, because then the spouse can know like, okay, yeah, this is not right. And I want to be better. I don't want to be like my mom. I know like my mom has a personality disorder. She doesn't treat you right. She doesn't even treat me right. She doesn't respect our boundaries. She doesn't respect our relationship. And so then you might want to get that partner like into counseling or therapy, or coaching. But the thing about it is, you don't want to tell that mother-in-law, because again, that mother-in-law is going to talk down on it. She's going to be like, oh no, don't do that. Like, you guys don't need any counseling or coaching or whatever. Because the thing about it is that mother-in-law or that father-in-law, they know that they are the problem. You get me? They know that they're the problem. So they don't want to be exposed, or they don't want their son or daughter to see them in that light. Because again, that narcissistic mother-in-law or father-in-law, they're all about control. They want to control you. They want to control your life. They want to control your decisions. They want to control your thinking. And it's not right, And then you said he was abusing me physically and emotionally right in front of his mother, and she was cool with it. Really? Oh my God, that's sad. Well, excuse me. The thing about it, Nay, is that she wanted to get rid of you anyway. You know what I mean? And so she probably didn't say anything about it, because she probably figured like, oh, like she's going to leave. And, that's the whole point. She wants you to leave. Like, she doesn't want you to be a part of the family, because again, you have some sort of authority. You have some sort of control in that relationship. You know what I mean? And she doesn't like that competition. She doesn't want to feel like she has another person that she has to fight for her son or daughter's attention. Like, she wants all the attention on herself. Like, she wants her grown adult children that should have their own lives to be focused on her or to be focused on him. And you can't change these people. These people will never, ever, they will never change, you guys. It's sad, Yeah, she wanted power. She wanted control. She was jealous of you. You were young, beautiful, and she's probably older, and people probably not checking for her like that. And so she feels intimidated by you. She feels very intimidated by you. So yeah, that's a different dynamic there. So if you're dealing with a narc in-law, yeah, you really got to talk to your partner, you guys. You have to get on board with your partner. But if your partner is not on board, then you got to, at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. You said you got horrific stories. Yeah, man. That is different. But yeah, Nay, if you want to reach out for a session, please feel free. I would love to talk to you about it more if you like. Or anybody else watching, if you're dealing with a narc in-law, definitely reach out to me. I definitely understand. Nate, you said it goes deep. Yeah, these they're scary. They're very scary. But like once you understand the mind of a narcissist, and I actually do talk about this in my book, Reclaim Your Life Back, my journey into understanding narcissism. I highly recommend getting that if you're dealing with a narc in-law or just narcissism, narcissistic abuse. Highly recommend that because I do talk about my experience and how I overcame that, but also things to look out for to protect yourself for future individuals. Because the thing about it, you guys, just because you know narcissism or you understand narcissists, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to stop meeting them. But the good thing about it is once you do have this knowledge, you do have the education, you can prevent yourself from being tricked and manipulated and mistreated like how you was in a situation prior to you finding out the information. So yeah. But yeah, these mother-in-laws, they do a lot of damage, you guys. And I think I did mention this, like how I said, I think that the mother narcissist or female narcissist, I honestly, truly believe, you guys, I think that the female ones are the worst. I really do. I know that the male narcs, they can do a lot of damage, but I say that the female narcs are worse because they have influence over their children. Like the male narcs do. But I feel like the children, they look up to the mother more. Like they want love and care and support and empathy from the mother. And if that mother doesn't give it to you, then you're always going to be wanting it. It kind of does something to you psychologically. Like when your parents, especially your mother, like rejects you or abandons you or mistreats you or, like maybe could be against you or doesn't have your back. Like that does something to an individual, And so I think that they just do so much damage, So yeah. Nay, you said she feels like she got away with it. Yeah, some of them, hey, and let them have that. 1 second, you guys. If she feels like she got away with it, then let her have it. But at the end of the day, you win because you're not dealing with the abuse anymore. You don't have to deal with that misery, that pain, that drama, that agony. And then, once you've gone through your healing and recovery, then you can find someone that's even better. So it's like you didn't lose out on anything. But that's the thing. Yeah, the mother-in-law, they will definitely feel like, oh, I ran them off, or, they're not with my son or daughter anymore. Yay, I'm so happy. Like, but it's just like that person probably didn't have much to offer anyway. It probably was just the sex. You know what I mean? It's like sex cannot make a relationship last. Like that's just temporary. You know what I mean? So now, Nay, you have an opportunity, or anybody else watching, to find someone that's even better than your narcissist or, the narc in-law, because a lot of times it's like, yeah, we deserve to have an in-law, whether it's the mother or the father, that really loves us, that really wants to support us or have our back or, be included in a relationship. But with a narcissist in-law, they're not going to give you what you deserve. They're always going to reject you. They're never going to accept you. You're never a part of the family. They don't love you at all, and you're not included in the family. That's just what it is. And so if they're not in your life anymore, it's like, oh, good riddance. Like now I can go and find maybe potentially another person, and maybe their mother and father would love me or accept me or whatever, So yeah. And Rika John, hi. You said, what type of mate knowingly helps the narc cover up their wrongdoings to others? Yeah, probably not a good one. Probably not a good mate. Probably somebody that's trying to protect the narcissist and that that feeds off of, you know, the narcissist mistreating them. Just somebody that that could be, they don't care about what the narcissist does. You know what I mean? You know. And Rika, you said sometimes narcs get with a partner that would do whatever they say, even if it's wrong. What kind of person helps cover up wrongdoings that's not really a victim? Well, it could just be a person that could be used to abuse and they don't really, it's not a big deal to them. They don't care. You know, they're kind of just like, I just want to be in a relationship. They don't want to be lonely. They don't want to be single. And so they may not say anything about about the abuse or the mistreatment, you know, or maybe somebody that's not educated about, you know, abusive relationships or dysfunctional relationships, unhealthy relationships. They may not understand, or they probably wasn't taught that growing up. So they may not say anything because they don't really care, or they don't recognize it, or it's not a big deal for them, you know? So I hope that was helpful. And some people are enablers. Some people are enablers for the narcissist. Like some people will enable the abuse. Some people will enable the mistreatment, you know? And then you said codependents cover up wrongdoings. Yeah, that's true too. Codependents will. Codependents, people pleasers, people that don't really speak up for themselves, people that just want to go along and get along, peacemakers. Yeah, people that wasn't really taught like how to speak up or express themselves. Pushovers for some pushover people, you know. So, yeah. Enrica, you said yes, it was. Yeah. Man, but I'm loving the conversation, you guys. I'm happy that you guys are in the room. And Lester, you said you tried to help them get better. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like some people will stay with the narcissist. They will be with them because they're just kind of like, oh, I know this person has a problem. You probably can't put your finger on it, but you might be thinking like, man, like I want them to get better. But then you realize it's like there's no change, there's no growth. The abuse is getting worse. And you're just like, I can't change him because if I try, I'm going to be feeling tired. I'm feeling drained. I'm feeling exhausted. I'm losing myself in this relationship. I don't feel happy. I'm not fulfilled. My needs aren't getting met. And it's just like a repetitive cycle over and over and over again. There's no change, you know, but you know that you deserve better. You know that you want better, but it's just not happening, you know? And so that's when you have to realize that it's not going to get better while you're in a relationship. This person has to do this on their own, you know? And this too, you guys, could not just be a narcissist, but this could just be normal people. Again, it could be a toxic person. It could be unhealthy, someone that may have grown up in a dysfunctional household, or, you know, so it could be that way as well. And then the other question I wanted to go before I head out, and if any of you guys have any other questions, definitely let me know. Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys too, you feel free to join my free Facebook support group, you guys. I'll link it below if you want further support. But yeah, she was the girl that I was mentioning in the beginning of the video. She was asking me, how does she muster up the courage to fight the temptation to not unblock the narcissist, right? And this is big because, you know, if we have been discarded, or if the narcissist has chose the new supply over us, you're gonna want to look. You're gonna want to find out what the narcissist is doing. Are they happy? Again, like how she was asking, she wanted to know, will the relationship last? And I told her how she can fight the temptation is to remember what the narcissist actually has done to her. You know, and remember that this narcissist is not going to change. Like this person has a personality disorder, and never going to be how you want it to be, you know? So it's really just like a mindset shift, you know, and just understand that the narcissist, whatever that they did to you, they're going to do it to that new supply. So it's not like, oh, the narcissist is suddenly going to be a better person, that things are going to be, you know, sunshine and rainbows and euphoria. Like, no, like, eventually the mask is going to come down, the evaluation is going to start happening, you know, and the discard eventually is going to happen, you know. And then I mentioned too that that the narcissist doesn't love you. The narcissist doesn't care about your feelings, you know, because if they did, they wouldn't have done what they have done to you, you know. Let me get a drink of water. You know, and that's why I was basically just telling her, like, and it's gonna be a hard temptation. It's going to be a hard temptation because, again, you're addicted to the abuse. You also could be trauma bonded to this person. You really did love them. You did. I mean, if you're in the room or if you're watching, you probably did fall for the narcissist, right? You fell for their false self-image, you know, and sometimes it's hard to break that bond, you know. You probably are soul tied to the narcissist, you know, if you had sex with them or whatever, you know what I mean? Spend quality time, we have memories, and you know, that sort of thing. Like, the longer you're with the narcissist, the longer it's going to take for you to heal. But it is a journey. It is a journey, right? Yeah, you have to remember that, and that's the other thing. How you can fight the temptation to unblock the narcissist is like, nothing that you see on the narcissist page is going to be good for your emotions. It's not going to be good for your feelings because you're going to get hurt again. Right? Like, you have to remember that this narcissist is a source of your pain. They're a source of your agony. They're not a source of happiness anymore. You have to switch your mindset, and you have to change it. You have to understand that this person is against you. They're not with you, you know, because if they were, they wouldn't have treated you like that. You get me? So yeah, I hope that is helpful, because I know it's a struggle. I know. Because again, we want to look, we're curious. We want to know what the narcissist is doing, because again, they're putting on a show, you guys. They're putting on a show. They are doing the most because they know that you're watching. They know it. They want you to watch. They want you to hurt. You know, they want you to feel pain because that's all they feel, you know. And Rika, you said, but sometimes people in the narc community consider the enablers and wrongdoers victims as well. If they don't feel guilt for the things they help the narc do they must lack empathy as well? So the people in the narc community consider the enablers wrong. Well, the thing about it, like, some people that are enablers could be innocent. And then you have some people that know what's going on. So it really depends on who the enablers are. You get me? Because some enablers are victims. Like, they don't know that this person is a narc. They know something is off. They know something is wrong, but they don't know the particular word or term for it. But then you have people like that could be like mini narcs, or they could have narcissistic tendencies, you know. And so you have that going on. You said they don't feel guilty for the things they help. Yeah, so like some people, like, if they are helping the narcissist like mistreat you and helping the narcissist gossip, and if they're tag teaming with the narcissist, then those are the ones that are enablers. They're not innocent because they know like what's going on. You know what I mean? So I hope that is helpful. And if you guys have any last minute questions, please feel free to ask me before I head out. And make sure that you guys are following me on Instagram at livenarcfree.llc. And if you guys are feeling called to, if you like this content, if it's helpful, please feel free to leave a donation. That link is below, and anything does help. Right? And you guys, please feel free to leave any other topics or comments. And I'll make another video like this. You know, hopefully it's helpful for those of you that are watching. healing and recovery process. Definitely get the book. It's affordable. I think the paperback is only $20 and the Kindle is $17. So it's not too bad. And that link is below. And you're welcome, Rika. And make sure that you guys do subscribe to the channel, right? And tell other people about the channel if it's helpful, vice versa. But anyway, you guys, I'm signing out. I hope that you guys have an awesome Labor Day weekend. Have a great week. And like I said,